You wake up craving something, but you're not sure what. Your body pulls you toward a screen, a taste, a touch, a scroll, a fix. It doesn't scream. It whispers, like a phantom lover calling your name from behind the curtain of routine. And you obey. Not because you want to, but because you've forgotten what it means to say no. This isn't desire. This isn't joy. This is addiction disguised as freedom. And you're not alone. Because almost everyone you know is losing a war they don't even know they're fighting. A war between addiction to pleasure and surrender to love. One numbs. The other heals. One controls. The other dissolves the ego. You've been trained to chase pleasure. But you were born to fall into love. This is the war within. Pleasure isn't the enemy. But it becomes your master the moment you stop listening to your soul. You don't smoke just for the taste. You don't scroll just for the information. You don't hook up just for the body. You do it to escape something. An ache. A silence. A mirror you can't bear to face. The modern world profits from your distraction. It sells you highs without roots. And you keep buying them. Not because you're weak, but because you're wired that way. Dopamine. It's the god of the machine now. Each notification. Each climax. Each sugar hit. All of it designed to drown the question rising from the depths of your being. What am I really longing for? But you don't answer. You just reach for the next hit. They told you that freedom means doing what you want. So you did. You slept around. You binge-watched. You partied. You ghosted. You chased the next thrill like it was your birthright. But now you're tired. Not physically. Existentially. Because freedom without depth is just another cage. You can be free on paper but shackled in your spirit. And you are. Because real freedom isn't doing what you want. It's knowing what you truly need, and being brave enough to receive it. And what you need is not another pleasure, but a deep, terrifying surrender. You say you want love, but your actions betray you. You run from it. Sabotage it. Distrust it. Because love isn't safe. Love strips you. Love shows you your wounds. Love exposes your dependencies and holds up a mirror to the parts of you that still flinch. You prefer pleasure because it lets you stay in control. But love? Love demands your surrender. And surrender feels like death to the ego. So instead, you find comfort in sex without intimacy. In validation without connection. In touch without truth. But deep inside, you're starving. Your body is a graveyard of unprocessed love. Every one-night stand that left you colder. Every fake "I'm fine." Every touch you endured instead of desired. Every love you pushed away because you didn't know how to receive it. It's all in there. Stored in the muscles. Etched in the nervous system. Held like a prayer that was never spoken. So you wonder why your chest tightens when someone gets too close. Why your stomach knots when someone says, "I love you." Why you sabotage the ones who see you. It's because your body remembers what your mind denies. And no pleasure can erase that memory. Only presence. Only love. To truly love is to die. To die to the self-image you curated for survival. To die to the illusions you used to protect yourself. To die to the idea that you are in control. Love is not a negotiation. It's not a transaction. It's not a checklist or a strategy. Love is a storm. It breaks you open. And in doing so, it sets you free. But that freedom comes at a cost. You must let go of who you think you are. And most people would rather stay addicted than risk that kind of resurrection. Inside you are two voices. The addict and the beloved. The addict says, "Just one more time. You deserve this. You've earned it. Life is hard." The beloved whispers, "Stay. Breathe. Trust. Feel this moment fully." The addict feeds on escape. The beloved feeds on presence. The addict wants numbness. The beloved wants intimacy. The addict is loud, urgent, and familiar. The beloved is quiet, ancient, and wild. You've followed the addict long enough. Isn't it time to come home? You think you're in control when you choose pleasure. But have you ever noticed? It's not really a choice when you feel like you can't stop? When the craving is stronger than your will? When the silence becomes unbearable unless it's drowned in stimulation? That's not power. That's slavery in disguise. Love, on the other hand, requires real power. The power to stay, to listen, to hold discomfort without running from it. To say, I want to numb, but I choose to feel. That is what transforms you. To surrender to love is to walk alone, at first. Because few people will understand. They'll call you intense, too emotional, too honest, too much. Because you've stopped playing the game. You're not swiping anymore. You're not chasing ghosts. You're sitting with yourself. You're loving without agenda. And that makes you dangerous to a world built on performance and pleasure. But in that solitude, you find your soul. And once you taste that kind of love, pleasure feels like a cheap imitation. You don't need another detox. You need a resurrection. Your soul doesn't want a 30-day challenge. It wants a lifetime of reverence. The rehab you need isn't in a clinic. It's in the stillness you avoid. The heartbreak you never processed. The love you rejected because you didn't think you were worthy of it. Rehab is returning. Returning to yourself. To your breath. To your own damn heartbeat. To the part of you that doesn't need the high, because it's already whole. You weren't born addicted. You were born aware. Open. Receptive to beauty. Able to cry without shame. To love without fear. To be seen without needing to prove. And that part of you is still alive. Buried maybe, but alive. It's time to remember. To feel again. To trust again. Even if your voice trembles. Even if your hands shake. Even if you've fallen 1,000 times. This time, let it be love that catches you. So, the war continues. Every moment a choice. Will you numb, or will you feel? Will you escape, or will you stay? Will you chase a thrill, or surrender to love? Only one of these paths will set you free. And deep down, you already know which one it is. Because when the high fades, when the noise goes silent, when the world stops spinning, it's not pleasure you'll be craving. It's presence. It's peace. It's love. And love has been waiting for you all this time.